Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy it, hope you join us. If you're a return subscriber, welcome back. Hope you're okay. Hope you've been looking after yourself. I am absolutely buzzing because it's the first car boot week. Yes, the car boots are back on. I absolutely love the car boots. I'm weird. I love getting up on a Sunday morning super early. It's still cold, it's still dark, it's still damp. I never know if the car's actually going to get out of the mud by the time I'm finished, but I just love it. I'm so glad when it's back on because we managed to get some fantastic stuff. So I'm not going to mess around. Let's crack. I've got a little bit of stuff from the charity shop. Charity shop's been so good to us throughout the whole of January. I think we did really well considering there was no car boots on through January. I'm really chuffed with where we've got to so far. But I didn't go to so many this week, so I knew the car boot was on. I had a good feeling it was going to be a good one. So, but what did I get? I paid 50 pence each for these. Not all from the same charity shop, but they're all 50p. Flat Out Ultimate Carnage. Never played that. I don't really know anything about it, so I won't pretend to, but case looks all right. Call of Duty World at War, had that so many times. It's a staple. Get a little bit back for that. 50p ain't bad. Burnout Paradise. I have played this, but the burnouts also sort of merged together in my head. Same as the Need for Speed. They've all sort of merged together in my mind, but I never hated one of them, so not too bad. Burnout Paradise anyway. And this one, Pro Evo 2017. I can't remember the last time I played a Pro Evo. I've got a few on PS2. I don't think I've got any for Xbox One or PS3 or 360. I'm not sure. I think I've got a few on 360. But I ain't played one in years, so you don't get much for it. I'm going to keep hold of that because they don't make them anymore, do they? So I'm going to keep hold of that one. Plus, you've got Suarez and Neymar and Messi, those days of Barcelona, long since gone. But there we go, keeping hold of that. Right, car boot. Let's go. So let's start with these. 50p I paid for these, and there was loads of stuff tangled up. I saw these sitting there and I started untangling them. As I'm untangling, he goes, you can have them for 50p. I don't even think he knew what I was looking for at that point in time. He goes, you can have them for 50p. I untangled this and just sort of put it to the side because I noticed it was a bit, the Xbox 360 headset, it's the official one, but it's a bit grubby. And I was after these, but as I picked these and put aside, he goes, you can have them with them. I was like, oh, great. So 50p, not the best. I'll put them to the side. CEX give you practically nothing for it. It's just the ends are discoloured. But anyway, I got that. You're not going to moan for free, are you? But these are what I was after. These are the Turtle Beach Air Force XL1. Unfortunately, when I was untangling them, when I saw them, I thought they were for the Xbox One or PS4. I think they're PC, which means you don't get as much. But they're okay. They're in decent condition. You can tell they're worn. I might give them a quick wash before I take them to CEX, but they work really well. They're decent. I plugged it into my my laptop and they work fine. So yeah, got those 50p. Can't complain, can you? Can't complain. So I'll be picking those up. So I picked those up. Fantastic. Games, let's get on with the games. I got a little, the best thing, isn't it, about the car boots is it's not like go to a charity shop, you just pick them off the shelves, give them the money, walk out. Sometimes you ask them if they got anything out the back, they bring them. So things happen at the car boot that just makes it exciting. Sorry, I'll stop rabbiting. Let's just crack on. I'll tell you as I go through. Star Wars, The Force, is it? Yeah, The Force Awakens on 3DS. I'm tempted to keep hold of this, but I don't think I will because I think I've got it on 360 or the Xbox One. So if I was going to play, I'll play on that, but not too bad. 50p. 50p I got these off. This is an interesting one I noticed when I got home. Star Wars 3, nothing odd there. Cartridge manual, nothing odd there. The front cover says Peggy. The back is ESRB, so it must be a reprint. But if you're going to reprint it, how are you getting Peggy on the front and ESRB on the back? Bit odd. Anyway, we'll see what CEX do with that one. Card's real, well, from everything. I know what to check for like Pokemon games and all those signs are there, so I think it's real. 50p, new, I forgot what it was called, new Super Mario Bros. But unfortunately, I made the rookie mistake. The mistake I always make, there's no game in it. I didn't check until I got back. He said 50p, I saw it, I took it before anyone else got in there. Not the end of the world, it's a good case to have in case I ever come across a game, but something weird, so I really don't know. Same guy, it's got the Mario 64 on the DS manual in there. He's also got 2 Super Mario manuals in there. So I don't know what this guy's doing. I'm not complaining though, because these manuals might be worth a little bit in the future, the way things are going. So not a complete loss. But also, remember, look at this, rent. £6 for 5 nights or buy for $15.99. Who remembers this? I remember these stickers, but I don't think these are Blockbuster. I can't remember who. If you know what these stickers were, would you please mind sticking it in the comments, because it's really doing my head in that I can't remember it. But yeah, £6 for 5 nights. Who remembers the good old days? But yeah, got that. So Got a lot of Xbox 360. Good 360 though. So this was a lady. She had a couple of games, but she wanted £2 from all, and she weren't budging. The only one worth picking up was Call of Duty 2. You get a little bit more than that for it. Get about £5 on voucher, I think. It's in lovely condition. Absolutely lovely. I need to check and see if this is actually in better condition than the one I've already got in my collection. But for £2, get a little bit off that. Fantastic. This one was a bit strange. So I was late to a table, and there was already some of the usual resellers and things there, and I saw a guy scanning them. Some of them do with the CEX. If you can get internet, God knows how they get internet. I sure as hell can. And I walked over thinking, oh, there mustn't be anything less. He scanned them, but no, I went over there and they had Red Dead Redemption, GTA 5, which everyone picks up. I'll come to that in a minute, but everyone just picks that up. I don't know what people think it's worth. And Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. You get a little bit back for them. £1 each. Definitely worth £1 each. So I don't know why he scanned them and walked away from them, but don't know if he expected them to be worth more. I don't know, but happy days. £3 for those three. All day, please. Lovely. This is a good one to get on. Well, I say that, I've got to be careful because I've never actually played it, but I really want to. It's working its way up my backlog, but I've heard it's pretty decent and quite gory. I mean, it's an 18 as well. X-Men Origins Wolverine, Uncaged Edition. I don't know what makes it the Uncaged Edition. Fueled by unbridled ferocity is what makes it the Uncaged Edition, apparently. Whatever that means. Anyway, X-Men Origins Wolverine, bought it for £1. I've already got it in my collection, so I'll be moving this one on, but it is, again, it's a really, really nice condition. I know the camera, you can't really pick up the disc, but I assure you it's in lovely condition. So fantastic, pick that up. So this is interesting. So really quickly, I'm walking down, it's towards the end. Some of the new people are, the new sellers are showing up, and there's this guy with a white tub. It's one of the see-through ones, and I can see a load of green spines. I think, okay, I'll walk over there, but there's already 3 of the usual resellers there, and by resell, I'm a reseller. Okay, I might resell in order to just build my own game collection, but when I say reseller in these people's instance, it's the people that buy anything and everything, and they know the games are worth money. They have no real passion for them. They just scan them on the CEX app, and if they can make money, they buy them. Those sort of resellers. They were there, and there was 3 of them. I know the 3 of them. Seen them many times. Anyway, they're there with the tub, and they're elbowing each other out of the way. And there's an Xbox 360 on the bottom with a controller that had no back. And there was only like 20 plus Xbox 360 games, and they're all there scanning with the app. And I'm standing there thinking, I ain't getting involved in that, but I'll wait and I'll pick at the carcass after they've left it, see if there's anything for little old me to take away. Anyway, while those 3 are squabbling or whatever you'd call it over this box, I noticed the guy leans over on the other end of the table and just sticks a very small pile of PS4 games down. These 3 guys did not notice this, so I casually just go around the edge, pick it up. There was about 4 or 5. There was nothing worth picking up. There was for FIFA and is it Overbound or something, Overdrive or something? I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, but there was one game in there, Grand Theft Auto 5. He wanted £2 for this. Those guys hadn't seen it. I just asked what talked over and just said how much for the PS4 games. The all 3 turned around thinking there must have been a box of PS4 games. There wasn't just those 4, but he said £2. So I just gave him his £2 for that, and then I continued to wait for my carcass. Anyway, they left. I saw them walk away with the GTA 5, a couple Call of Duties. I think one of the guys had some Need for Speed games. Nothing impressive, so I thought, well, there can't be anything else left in there if that's all they walked away with. Considering they had the app out as well. I was like, wow, what they left, oddly. Blur, Prison Break, Remember Me, Deadly Premonition, Guitar Hero 2, and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. How the 3 of them left these, I don't know. And I didn't need an app for them. I just saw them sitting there and I was amazed, like, what have you 3 been doing for the last 3-4 minutes that you've walked away with those and left these? To be fair, these 4, the cases are a little bit, they've got wet at some point in time, but the discs are fine. But the cases are a little wet, but they're fine, but just, they're not aesthetically pleasing. I need Prison Break and Remember Me in my collection, so I'm debating whether to keep hold of these ones for a little while and maybe swap them out when I get a case that's in a better condition. But like I say, the discs are perfect in them. But Deadly Premonition, that's a weird game. I got halfway through this and I got distracted. I need to go back and finish it, but that's a really old game. Guitar Hero 2 you get a good return for. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is a known decent Harry Potter game, and Blur's a really good racing game. I don't get it, but I benefited. I didn't need an app. I just saw them, I picked them up, £1 each. £6 for those. I'll be fine with those. So fantastic. But that wasn't even the best find. The best find was A fat PS2. I don't have a fat PS2, and it's the fat PS2 that I grew up with. This is in lovely condition. It's never been opened. Now I'll tell you really quickly about this one. So I'm sitting there, it's one of the tarpaulin guys. He lays everything down on the tarpaulin. He's got a mix mash of everything. There's a couple of games over in the corner. I'm looking at those, nothing in there. I hear off someone go, how much for the PS2, mate? I'm sitting there thinking, oh, there's a PS2 over there. I'm looking over, I see it. Guy seller turns around and goes, 20 quid. This guy, I know the guy, he's a nice guy, but there's no way in hell he's giving you 20 quid for this thing. So he gets up and walks off. The seller muttered something, but I couldn't quite hear what he said. Anyway, about 20 seconds later, as I'm just finishing off checking there was no good games, 20 seconds later, another guy comes over. How much for your PS2, mate? The guy immediately, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, here we go, see what he does at 20 quid. He says 15 quid. I was like, oh, it's dropped to 15 quid in the space of 20 seconds. Interesting. This guy ummed and ahed and he walked away. Sorry, I should mention, it comes with a power cable, comes with the official AV cable, does not have a controller. I noticed that. As I'm walking up, I look at it, have a little look, and then I notice the condition of it. It looks great. There's one little scratch there, but there's no signs of it being dropped. It doesn't rattle. It just looks like a good PS2, but they're always broken. Every time I buy these, they are broken. The Slims are usually fine. The PS2's fat's always broken. I don't know why I did this. I just looked at it and I said, have you got a controller for it, mate? He's just looking at me. Clearly, he had this is the third question in 30 seconds he's had about it. And he just went, no. And I just looked at it. I don't know why. And I go, tenner? And he just looked at me and went, go on, have it for a tenner. I don't know why I said it, because I didn't want it for a tenner. That's something I used to do many years ago when I used to go car boots. You know, didn't really know too much what I was doing, a bit inexperienced. And the problem is, when you don't want it, what's my response to it? To reject my own bid and say, nah, you're all right. So I was dedicated to it for a tenner, and all the way home, I'm thinking to myself, you absolute muppet, you've just wasted a tenner on a broken PS2. I didn't. It works. I can't believe it. And not only does it work, it works really well. It's so quiet. The disc tray, which particularly always is broken, works fine. It starts up every time. It's beautiful. I'm so chuffed, because this is the one I had as a kid, and I've just never been able to get a decent one that actually works, and I've got one. So the whole aim of the game now is to do something with those, to get this for free, and I'm absolutely buzzing, and this is why I love car boot season. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to be back I'm going to go to CEX, and then I'll be back in a minute. So I'm back from CEX. It's actually gone better than it should have been able to go. I'll explain why in a minute, but it's gone really well. So let's start by taking away what everything you just saw cost. It cost £28. So let's take £28 away from there, and then let's see how we got that money back. Firstly, we put some stuff up on Vinted. X-Men Origins Wolverine, that sold for £7, and Blur sold for £3. So that's £10 back through the Vinted channel, which is fantastic. When we went to CEX, we got £4 for Red Dead Redemption, we got £7 for GTA 5, that's on the PlayStation 4, and we got £7 for Deadly Premonition. So that came to £18. So 18 plus the 10, £28. Look at that, absolutely spot on. So we spent £28, put £28 back up there. Easy peasy, that's fantastic. We ain't got to worry about no tax man for that. Happy days, nice easy math. But how we got voucher, we got nice voucher. I'll show you how. Firstly, last week GTA 5 and Call of Duty 4 for the PS3, they didn't take it, they took it this week. They gave us £1.60 and 80 pence for those, so they're in here as well, which is fantastic. But voucher, GTA 5 for the 360, £4. Call of Duty 2, £5. Lego Star Wars, that's the 3DS, £1.60. Guitar Hero 2, £5. Burnout Paradise was 80 pence. Flat Out Ultimate Carnage was 80 pence. Call of Duty World at War was £2. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is £1. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is £5. And here's the weird one. Super Mario 64 on the DS, £11. As you know, we didn't have that game. We took it in and they've just handed it me. Noticed about 5 minutes after leaving the shop, had a little look. They appear to have, I don't have the Star Wars on DS, the one that had the weird back, ESRB. Yeah, I don't have that. It's not on the receipt, but somehow I've got Mario 64 on the DS, £11 voucher. fantastic. I'm not sure what's gone on there. It's never happened to me before. But yeah, so something's odd, because obviously we've got this to keep, which is the case that I got off the same guy, and he has a Mario 64 DS booklet in there. So I'm not sure what this guy was doing or what's happened, but hey, I'm not complaining. You know, I don't know what's happened there, but it's basically an extra tenner on voucher. So in total, £38.60 on a voucher. So let's stick that up there. So that is absolutely fantastic. So that's lovely and easy. We got back exactly what we spent. We've got a nice bit of voucher back very quickly. They didn't take these just because they said they're a bit grubby, but they said they tested them and then realised how grubby they were, which they are. They could do with a bit of a clean. So I might see if I can clean them up. They said bring them back if they can tidy them up a bit, and they'll take them. So I might take that back. What have I kept? What have I kept? So kept hold of that, obviously. Probably won't use it, to be fair, but kept hold of it. Haven't really kept hold of much in regards to games. Super Mario, we just looked at that, so that's just a spare case with some booklets. Keep hold of that. Again, don't know what the guy's been doing for that. I'm not sure. I wish I knew. Pro Evo 2017, keep an hold of that. I might have a little go on it. I know it's a bit old and it's a football game, but I ain't played Pro Evo for a long time. And then I also kept hold of Prison Break and Remember Me on the Xbox 360. I need both of these for the collection, but the cases are a bit grubby. So I think I'll keep hold of these so I've got them. But if I get them in the future, I might swap them out and trade these ones in. So not too much in regards to games that we actually found being kept this week. But the key thing is this absolute beauty. Keeping hold of this fully working, lovely condition, fat PS2. I mentioned before, this for me, big year for PS2. I really want to bulk out the PS2 collection, get some of these gems that I really want to get hold of and play and add. So the fact that I finally found one that's working, it's just a sign, isn't it? It's a sign. I don't know if I mentioned it did come with the controller. I got all the other cables, no controller, but it doesn't matter because I've got about 8 spare black PS2 controllers. So absolutely buzzing about this one. Couldn't be happier to find this. So yeah, not a bad week. Not a bad week at all. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. Take care of yourself, guys.